From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Well, hello everyone. I want to give you a quick reminder that I've got a 24-hour streaming channel you may or may not know about. And this is something that I think is really cool because if you watch Coffee with Kruger Monday through Friday at 6:30 in the morning, you'll know that it's a great source of information to help get you out the door for the day. Give you the current conditions, what you can expect for the day, and of course your extended forecast as well. Now, you can watch Coffee with Kruger on your smart TV, Roku, Amazon Fire Stick. If you have a smart TV with YouTube, you can watch it there. Just search for Weather NorCal in YouTube, Roku, and Amazon Fire Stick, and before you know it, you have got the 24-hour streaming channel. Not only at 6:30 you'll be able to watch Coffee with Kruger, but you've got the 24-hour streaming channel with regular video updates. Of course, the one that you're watching now, for example, not to mention the neighborhood forecasts. You've got special programming on there, and this L bar here has current conditions and 7-day forecasts. So check it out. It's a really great source of information, and on top of that, if you're a business and looking for something new for your customers to watch while they're waiting, you can have Weather NorCal on in the background. Check it out. All right, here's the deal. We've got showers to return for your Friday. You know, we saw a little bit this morning, parts of Siskiyou County and not to mention Modoc County, but for the most part, it was a dry day today, right? But we do expect more rain coming in Friday. It'll be off and on starting tomorrow all the way through at least the middle of next week. And snow levels on average are expected to be somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 feet. They're not going to get any lower than that. Now we do have the reason for that, and that's this subtropical moisture that's moving in. We've got this constant source of moisture where all these storms are coming in from the Pacific that will be tapping into that subtropical moisture, giving us the rainfall. And it will be very impressive at times, but also high snow levels. Take a look at 6 a.m. for example. Here we are, we're seeing a few showers here and there. We're not really seeing any frozen precipitation. Yeah, a little bit of pink there, a little bit of pink there, but that's about it. Now, we're going to take you into around the noon hour on Friday. Once again, here's that subtropical moisture. It hasn't really moved onshore just yet, so around noon, we may begin to see some light showers around southern Humboldt County, but still dry for everyone else. Now we go into 3 p.m. on Friday. In advance of the heavier rainfall, we're seeing some light showers for parts of the valley. We're beginning to see snow above 5,000 feet at this point. But look at where the heavier rainfall is. We're seeing all of that coming in from the south. Heavy rainfall for southern Humboldt, not to mention into portions of Trinity County as well. You notice as you head northward, it's not quite as heavy. 6 p.m. on Friday. Now we're seeing the leading edge of some of that heavier rainfall hitting the valley. So moderate to heavy rainfall at times starting at 6 p.m. tomorrow. And then we're starting to see some of the leading kind of advance of that, some light showers for the eastern mountains, but really widespread rain for almost all of Northern California. Look at this too. We're not seeing a lot of blue and pinks on the maps, once again illustrating those high snow levels. So as far as travel concerns, it's mainly wet roads, but for snow passes above 5,000 feet, be aware that there may be some chain requirements out there. There will be some heavy snow in those higher elevations. 10 p.m. on Friday. Now you can see that main band of rain is basically the north end of the valley, just south, basically between Mount Shasta and Redding, and then kind of in the foothills, just east of the valley. Behind that, more scattered showers are in the forecast. As we take you into Saturday morning, we're still seeing some of the light showers kind of scattered here across the area. Another band of heavy rainfall now coming in from the west. That will pretty much stay off to the north and west, especially out towards Del Norte County, but we're still seeing showers elsewhere, snow above 5,000 and 6,000 feet. We take into Saturday, 5 p.m. Not a lot of activity for the valley, maybe a bit of a break, some snow flurries above 5,000 feet, but now we're seeing the next band of rain coming in Saturday evening, Saturday night, and you can see that eventually making its way into the valley by Saturday night about 10 p.m. Now, this is just the beginning. We got more coming in Sunday, Monday, even Tuesday of next week. But looking at the forecast rain totals through Saturday night, through that period I just showed you, we could see over a half of an inch in the valley. Typically, as we see here, not much going on to the north and east. But we're going to see most of the rain for Crescent City Saturday. not necessarily with the system coming in on Friday. And the bulk of this rain that you see down here is what's coming in on Friday. And that's where kind of the heaviest rainfall is going to be there. Now, snow, it's going to be quite heavy as you start getting into those highest of elevations. I mean, look at the heavy snow. You're getting off the scale here. You're getting over 2, 3, 4 feet of snow on the peak of Mount Shasta. We're looking at Lassen Peak here. You're looking at a good dosing of snow as well, not to mention out towards Trinity County, the Marble Mountains as well. So a lot of snow in the higher elevations, but instead heading to lower elevations, not so much. Now, as I mentioned, snow levels will be mainly above 5,000 feet and higher. So Chester at about 4,500 feet, if you see a mix, not out of the question. Could you see a light dusting? Sure, at times, but most likely it's not going to amount to much. Places like El Turris, probably more in the way of a little bit of a mix, but for the most part rain. For the most part rain from Mount Shasta City. Ski Park in the borderline. I think at times there will be a mix and at times it'll be just snow. So of course we can only hope that the majority of it will be just snow and to really help get that snowpack up there. Now I want to show you what this snow looks like kind of closer to the ski park, okay? So we're going to take you through the same time frame through Saturday night. And look at this, the ski park getting in the blues and the purples. That's upwards of, say, 4 to 8 inches of snow. And as you start heading in the upper elevations of the ski park, yeah, maybe another foot or 1.5 feet of snow. Certainly not out of the question. But yeah, I mean, look at the summit. I mean, it's off the scale there. You're talking several feet of snow. So this is, I mean, it's going to be a big snowmaker, but in the higher elevations. Now the winds, they'll be picking up with the storm system as well. Here's noon tomorrow, especially in the east, the western mountains. So places like Trinity County, western Siskiyou County, Del Norte and Humboldt County, there are going to be some gusty winds out there at times throughout the day on Friday. Now, as we go into Friday night into Saturday morning, midnight as a matter of fact, now the valley's getting in on some of those winds. Take you into Saturday morning about 10 a.m. Still the gusty winds in the valley. Shasta Valley looking at some very gusty winds as well. Look at this. I mean, gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour in Crescent City. Pretty strong out in Eureka as well. Wouldn't be surprised if eventually we start to see some wind advisories and high wind watches out there due to the fact that we've got some gusty winds with the storm system. There again is the Shasta Valley, central Siskiyou County, some pretty gusty winds there. And it will probably still stay fairly windy through the day on Saturday into Saturday night. Hopefully they do start to subside though by the time we do get into your Sunday. All right, so let's take a look at the overall pattern that's setting itself up here through this weekend into early next week. We've got this flow of moisture kind of heading right towards really the western United States in general. We've got these storm systems that are kind of riding in that flow, tapping into that subtropical moisture. So it's that moisture source that we're getting. But the thing is, these storms aren't coming from the north and tapping into that moisture, giving us those low snow levels, but these are mid-latitude storms, meaning they're warmer storm systems, and as they kind of move through the mid-latitudes into our area, we also have a good tap of moisture, and we get heavy rainfall as a result, but also heavy snow in the higher elevations. This will continue at least through the middle of next week. You can see even Wednesday, still looking the rain, still looking the high elevation snow. Now this looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? But we've got high pressure, which will start to build in toward the end of next week, and that will divert a lot of that energy to our north, at least for the end of next week. Okay, and then that won't last for very long. I think this may eventually start to move in behind that. Let's kind of show you what that pattern looks like. So here's this weekend storm system, really Friday, Saturday. See how it kind of moves through the moisture, and we can still see these storm systems through the middle of next week. But eventually, this ridge of high pressure right here, this is what's expected to build in here for Thursday, Friday of next week, diverting this energy up to the north. We see warmer and drier conditions for the end of next week. But as I mentioned, this won't last for very long. We're talking about a 2 to maybe 3 day stretch. And then I do expect some energy off over the Pacific to eventually kind of plow through that ridge of high pressure. And we do expect to see more rain coming in after that. I want to show you the rainfall totals that we do expect to see through the middle of next week. Now, this is a general estimate. I don't want you to take these to be exact amounts, but I think we could see anywhere from 2.5 to upwards of close to 5 inches in some parts of the valley. I don't think we're going to see as much off to the west, but still some decent amounts there. And yes, that typical footprint where we're not seeing as much rain off to the north and to the east. And, and the precipitation outlook coming in from the Climate Prediction Center is picking up on less rainfall. You see how we're starting to see the drier conditions to the south, but still, even the lighter shades of green indicating slim chances of seeing above normal rainfall, but at least we do have that rain in the long range. And you can still see that warmer air in place, keeping those snow levels fairly high. Here are your wave heights, and you can see they actually start to increase a bit, upwards around 15 feet here for your Friday. Let's take you into Saturday. We're not going to see much change. These storm systems are going to kind of keep the seas kind of getting a little rough out there at times. There you can see the southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots, waves for your Friday. Out of the west at 7 feet at about 12 seconds, and of course that chance for showers here throughout the day, especially in the second half of the day. Here's what it looks like tonight. Another mild night in the valley. Should drop down somewhere in the low 40s. Getting a little chillier off to the mountains here, but still not that bad. Barely down below freezing in some spots here, otherwise mainly in the mid-30s on average for Siskiyou, Modoc, and the eastern mountains. But for Trinity County, mid to upper 30s. For the inland areas, upper 40s, right around 50 overnight for most of us along the coast. So here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. You've got those temperatures in the low 50s. Now, I want to just kind of point out, I've got a broad brush snow level forecast. What I mean by that is for the entire NorCal region, on average, snow levels for every single storm passing through and this rain event for the next several days will be 5,500 feet on average, give or take. At some points in time, it may be around 5,000 feet. Other points in time, it may be above 6,000 feet. So it's kind of a give and take type of situation here. But you get the idea. Snow levels will be high. So it'll be in the form of rain for pretty much every mountain community in Trinity County. But as you start heading up above 6,000, 7,000 feet, now you're looking at more of that snow. The North Coast neighborhood forecast, off and on showers all the way through the middle to, if not even close to Thursday of next week. A slight chance maybe even into Thursday, but I'd say Thursday might be pushing it. Smith River, a high of 65, 60 for Orick, 58 degrees out in Hoopa. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast. Again, that broad brush 5,500 foot snow level with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, even some low 50s for some of the warmer spots in Siskiyou County. Here's your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, most likely dodging that 50-degree mark with highs in the mid to upper 40s for your daytime highs. And for the eastern mountains, we're looking at temperatures in the 40s, some low 50s out there. You can see Quincy about 54, a little bit warmer out in Paradise with a high of 56 degrees. Now your valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Haas Farms. We are looking at temperatures for tomorrow in the upper 50s. Again, maybe some of us getting in those low 60s, but for the most part, temperatures should be a little bit cooler because of the added cloud cover out there that we're going to see out there. But of course, the chance for showers off and on starting tomorrow all the way through possibly even Thursday. But quite honestly, it's looking more like through Wednesday. Then by Thursday and Friday, we may most likely begin to dry things out.